Hello everyone. I'd like to introduce a new feature that I added to my Unreal Mapbox Bridge plugin that allows you to import height maps for landscapes. Um, Jacob Mintz created a plugin on the Unreal Marketplace. It's a paid plugin called Landscape Stamping Tool. This allows you to take height maps and stamp them onto your landscape as a non-destructive landscape, like you do with the Blueprint landmass brush is basically what it is. And I've added that feature to my Mapbox plugin. You need his plugin. Again, it is paid plugin, but then my application then allows you to select any real world location and automates the creation of landmass stamp. So first of all, let me just get started and show you how to install the plugin, and I'll put the link in below. um, it's again, the plugin is Unreal Mapbox Bridge, and it allows you to import height maps from Mapbox to uh, to create landscapes. And now, in addition, the new feature, you can create landscape stamps. So first of all, just go to this link, and I'll put it in the description below. Download the release Unreal Mapbox Bridge plugin. Okay. And then just unzip it. Okay, and then just grab this here and copy it to a new project. I already have a project, let's see, created. This is the project. Let me close it down here real quick and go to it, and then maybe it's okay. And then you just need to create a plugins folder. And then drop that in there. Just paste it in there, Control V. All right, let's go ahead and open up the project. This is just a blank project. And the first thing you'll need to do is, this is just a new level, empty level, is enable the landmass plugin in the plugin. So go to plugins, type in landmass, and you need to enable this. It'll ask you to restart your application, and then you're good to go. All right, so let's go ahead and create a landscape. I'm gonna let's create a 2017. 2017. You need to enable edit layers. You can also enable edit layers after you create the landscape, but you definitely need to do this. And go ahead and click create. All right. And you also want to select blueprint. So let's go and do that. Now you want to go to your settings and choose plugin content, show plugin content. Go to the plugins and grab the Unreal Mapbox Bridge application, blueprint, and drop it in your scene. Okay, once that's done, you can scroll down and choose Select Map. This will launch the Mapbox application. And I have another video on how to set it up, but there's some settings you need to do in order to set it up. You need to get an access token from Mapbox. So you can use a Mapbox free account, and that's pretty much all you need. And then once you do that, you need to select a folder to where you're going to download your images. So just hit select, and for me, I've got a folder called Real World Height Maps. and select that and save the settings, and then you're good to go. Now you can select any place on the map, just left click and move your mouse up and down and around wherever you want. You can also type in whatever coordinates, longitude, latitude, or the name you're searching for. Right now I've got it on Mount Rainier, and I can just click on that. And this will show you what the height map is going to look like. Now, two things I can do is one, I can import it as a height map, and in that case, it will actually create the landscape here um, as this height map. The other thing I can do, which is the new thing, is create an alpha brush. So I'm going to go ahead and choose alpha brush. Actually, there's one more thing you need to do, is grab that directory where you download your height maps. This one here where you put in there, and go ahead and copy that path. And you need to go back to your plugin, the Mapbox plugin, and paste that into the height map directory. Once you've done that, you're good to go. All right, so now we're going to create a new landscape stamp. One other thing I forgot to mention, you also need to install the plugin from the Landscape Brush plugin, the Landscape Stamping Tool plugin. So just once you've paid for it and bought it, just go to your launcher and install it like you normally do from your library. And just add it to your project. I've already added it. And you'll see in the project directory, you can see that it's called, oh, actually I didn't add it. All right, let me just go do that. Just add to project, and what was it? Mapbox test, I believe. There we go. Add that to project. And you can watch his video before you purchase this landscape stamping tool. Make sure you watch his video on it. There are some limitations with this tool as far as landscape size. There's a performance problem once I think landscape size gets over 2017 by 2017. I don't know if that's an Unreal issue or what, but please watch his video before you purchase and make sure you want to use a stamping tool. All my application does is kind of automate creating new brushes. Okay, so once you have that installed, go back to here, and you can see it's installed as brushes. Okay, and again, go through his video to learn how to use this. What our application is going to do is create a folder called Custom Brushes here, and then anytime you create a brush from the Mapbox application, it'll put the brushes in there. So let's get started. I've got Mount Rainier selected. I'm choosing Unreal Alpha Brush. Leave it as default for now. I'm not sure how the size, changing the size of the height map works. The blur radius, if you leave it at 0, that means there's no blur radius at all. That means there may be some sharp angles when you import the stamp, depending on what you're importing. So if you want to smooth it out a little bit, if that happens and you see some kind of artifacts and sharp angles that you don't really like, you can set the blur radius to 1 or above. 1 does plenty. Anything higher than that really makes it too much. And then you can just let's call it Mount. How do you spell Rainier? Let's just call it test because I spell it right now. Okay, so then once we do that, we can choose Send to Unreal, and it'll do its thing there. Then you can go back to this, and if you go back to Unreal, you'll see that you have custom brushes. You have a new landscape brush here, and the texture that was imported, the height map. All right, so let's take a look and see what this looks like. Let's go ahead and drag that blueprint onto your scene. Oh, nope. You got to follow his directions. Make sure that you're on landscape and that you're on blueprint. Now, drag the brush onto your scene. Let's go up a little bit. Okay, so you can see there's some definition, not much. Again, these are settings that we're going to change in the brush, this is all part of the landscape stamping tool, not part of my application. All my application is doing is creating this brush and this texture from one of these brushes as a template. So if you have any issues as far as how this looks, go over his documentation, his video. However, I will show you what I do to get this to look pretty good. So you don't have a lot of definition here. So what we can do is go to height and let's say, I don't know, maybe 4. Let's go up a little bit. Okay. So now we got a little more definition. That might be too much, probably too much. Let's do 3. And then you want to do a couple other things. Let's turn on surface mode. That'll give you more definition on the actual map itself. You can see that. And then we want to so this stamp is taking up a lot of the space on the landscape. Let's reduce that size. So the scale, the more you increase the scale, the smaller the stamp becomes. So let's go ahead and increase it to 200. Okay, and you see it shrunk there. Let's move it a little bit. And this is where it's cool, where you can use the non-destructive part of a landscape landmass, because you can just, move it anywhere you want. All right. So we're still not quite getting the definition we want. It's there. You can see all this, but you can't see the mountain very well. So let's go ahead and try to fix that. Let's increase the fall-off strength, maybe 4. And you can see now, you're getting that definition. Maybe 5. Get a little more there. Maybe increase this to 5. See how we're going. Okay, so now we're getting that. That may be too much. I mean, let's take a look at it and put a player down there. Yeah, that's pretty big, but you get the idea. So we can reduce this to, let's see, 4, and let's try that. Let's see how we're there. Okay, still pretty big. So let's go 3.5. Let's see how that looks. All right. And we still have our mountain, and you have all the features. Okay. Now, you've got it, when you increase the fall off, it's going to bring it up above the landscape. So all you need to do to fix that is go ahead and leave it. That gives you your definition, is grab the widget tool, and just bring it down a little bit, kind of sink it into your landscape to where it's to where you want it. And now it's, well, that's a little bit below. Let's just bring it up a smidge. Okay. So now, and again, there's lots of settings on here. You can change the cutoff, the fall off strength. Go through his settings. He's got a really cool bunch of settings that you can make this look really nice and blend in with your landscape. So now we have Mount Rainier as a landscape stamp on our landscape, and we can again move it around wherever we want and change all the settings on it. So it's pretty cool. So if you think this is cool, definitely get his product, and this will integrate into Mapbox Bridge, as I've shown you, and hopefully you guys will like it. Thanks. Bye.